Hello, my name is Reza Shafi and I'm the Director of Product Management for Mule ESP and Mule Studio. In this short video, I'm going to demonstrate some of the new DataMapper enhancements that are available as part of the Mule 3.4 early preview release. I have here in Studio a flow that begins with an HTTP endpoint, then uses the Twitter Cloud Connector to obtain my Twitter information. The flow then places the content into a file that will be consumed by a legacy system. Now, assume that this legacy system accepts a fixed width file. If that is the case, then my flow here will not work because I'm placing the message as is on the file system without first converting it into a fixed width file. Let's go through the new DataMapper features that will allow us to solve this problem. First, let me look for DataMapper node and place it into the flow. Let me create a mapping. Now, as you can see, DataMapper has automatically detected the type of the object out of the Twitter Cloud Connector as a Twitter user Java object. Now I can go ahead and select the type of the output to be fixed width. This is a new data type that we're introducing in Mule 3.4. As you can see, I can generate the structure of my fixed width file either by using an example file or by defining it manually through the user-defined option. Here though, I'm going to do neither of those, and I'm going to take advantage of a new feature in DataMapper called Generate Default. The Generate Default here automatically generates a mirroring structure for me by looking at the input and creating a structure that maps the fixed width type in this case. And this feature is available for all of our other data types as well. If I do that and click Finish, I'll see that DataMapper has automatically detected the incoming Java structure and created an outgoing fixed width structure for me that mimics the incoming structure and has already done all of the mapping for me because all of the fields are matching. So here what I've really done is transform the data type of the message from a Java object to a fixed width all through a few simple clicks. I should also point out that the same functionality is available for the input side of the data mapping and for all of the other data types supported by DataMapper, such as XML, JSON, CSV files, maps, and Java objects. Let's say now that I wasn't quite satisfied with the automated definition of the structure. What I can do is to modify the output by very easily adding and removing fields. So let me go ahead and do that. So here what I can do is take the automatically generated fields and either remove them or add new ones. As a final step in this demo, let me walk you through one last feature. Let's assume that within my transformation, I wanted to look up the name I received from my Twitter query in my employee database to obtain their employee ID. I can do this using the new flowref lookup feature of DataMapper. I start by creating a new flow that does the lookup for me. Now the flow could do this lookup using any of Mule's rich set of capabilities, such as, for example, calling another cloud connector to connect to salesforce.com, let's say. However, for the sake of example, I'm going to make the flow use a simple Java component that returns a fixed employee object. Now going back to my DataMapper transformation, I can simply create this new type of lookup table called a flowref lookup table. And in here I can reference the flow that I just created. As I create the flow ref lookup, I can pass in a name and specify that I want to receive the employee number as the output. Now the name that I enter here must match the field name of the returned Java object from the flow that I have referenced. And I can enter multiple fields if I would like to. After that, all I have to do is to map the number, the employee number field of my lookup to any of the target field of my mapping. In here, I'll specify the fact that the employee name is obtained through the payload. And now I have a mapping which uses the new flow ref lookup to make a call to another flow, obtain the employee number, and map it to the ID field within my mapping. Now, as you can see, I would have to have an extra step here that converts the string type to a long type in order to complete the mapping. This brings this demonstration of the new DataMapper enhancement features to an end. You can go ahead and download the early preview version of Studio that I just demonstrated at mulesoft.org/download. I hope that you get the chance to play around with these features yourself, and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.